Hello YouTube, it's Adam again. How are you today for another episode of Controversial Limited? Today's issue we'll be looking at is video games and their rating and their effects on children, namely video game violence and pornography. Now, we'll start with an example. Reclassification for games before they're released. Now, this is a particular problem where I live in Australia, but I know other countries around the world suffer the same thing, particularly Europe, where certain things are censored or cut out from games completely. And I always get annoyed with the Americans who are able to access everything with games because of their libertarian ways, and other countries around the world are not. They're not lucky. You get stuck with it. Stuck with authoritarian kind of control. I don't know. Control on the media. Not too bad. I don't really have an issue with controlling on the media in Australia. I think it's quite good actually. Probably the best in the world, but just on games for some reason I don't know, there's seems to be a lot of issues with it. Anyway, a recent example of this is the South Park game that was just released, and I played through it. It was a good game, 7 out of 10. But there was about 4 or 5 different parts in there that was censored out. A part where involved anal probing. I can see why you might want to censor that for little kids, but to censor it for all ages, I'm in my 20s now. I think I can witness watching anal probing an abortion and all that, and it was censored out of the game completely. Same with Grand Theft Auto 5. I know that had to be remade for Australia, or not remade, but had certain parts had to be redone and taken out, put back in. And I have an issue with it. I would like to hear what the opinions of all you guys have out there. If you have an opinion on this issue, where do we go from here? Really, I don't think it's going to be changing anytime soon. Australia did recently release an R-rated, genre or classification for certain types of games. But nothing's changed in terms of censoring or not. So, I think releasing that R-rated classification was just to say to people, look, we are working on this, but really they're not doing anything about it. Let me know what your thoughts are on video game classifications, and what effects do you think they have on children. I know a few people have raised issues before that I've heard with violence, such as Grand Theft Auto. Keep going back to that, it's a good example. The use of guns and murder in that game. How does that affect young minds? Personally, I grew up playing that kind of shit, and I've ended up just fine. I don't go around killing people. But people, particularly murderers and all that, and they go to court and they say, oh no, it was just this game I was playing that's affected my mentality. I think it's more of a bailout than anything, but nonetheless, you never know. Anyway, guys, Controversial Limited. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, brag about me, do all that kind of shit, and I'll leave you with it. Make sure you leave your comments below. Try to subscribe. I know I've said that every video, but the more I get, the better, I guess. So, do it. And as I said, I'll make this a part series. You have yourselves a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.